Welcome back. Former President Joe Biden is making it clear he made the decisions while in office as President Donald Trump and his allies ramp up their investigations into the use of the Autopen and whether Biden's staff did things without his consent. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more now from Washington.
I think the Autopen is going to become one of the great scandals of all time.
President Trump is now ordering his White House counsel to investigate whether President Biden's staff was using an Autopen without his knowledge to sign important documents. It's a machine that can replicate a person's signature, and it's legal for presidents to use. But Republicans want to know if Biden knew what was being signed, as questions over his health during his final days in office grow.
We've identified the 4 staffers that we believe were the ones who actually took the documents and placed them in the Autopen, pressed power, and had Joe Biden's signature magically appear on these. We want to know who gave them the authority to do that.
House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer has requested interviews with those staffers, as well as high-ranking Biden officials. Much of the scrutiny is on a number of last-minute pardons that appear to be signed by Autopen, except for his son Hunter's, which appears to be signed by hand.
The idea of focusing on President Biden is a way of distracting from Donald Trump's efforts to completely undermine our democracy.
Former President Biden also calls it a distraction, saying in a statement, "Let me be clear, I made the decisions during my presidency. I made the decisions about the pardons, executive orders, legislation, and proclamations. Any suggestion that I didn't is ridiculous and false."
These are the political stunts that Americans are fed up with.
President Trump was asked in March if he's ever used an Autopen as president. He said he had, but only for a few very unimportant papers. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
We will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm, and nothing will stop us from keeping America safe.
President Trump has brought back the travel ban policy from his first term. He signed a proclamation banning people from a dozen countries from entering the U.S. 7 other countries have partial restrictions. Now, most of them are in Africa, including Libya, Chad, Eritrea, Somalia, and Sudan. Afghanistan and Iran are also on the list. Now, those dealing with restrictions and not a full-blown bias include Cuba. The new policy kicks in Monday.